We are back for another episode of Love and
Love and
Entrepreneurship.
entrepreneurship.
That's so funny. I guess you used to be saying, I'm Chris,
And I'm tired.
and welcome to another
Love and
episode of Love
love and
and Entrepreneurship.
entrepreneurship. That's funny.
It's always funny, fun and games around this house, though, right?
Guess so.
All right. So, man, it seems like a week it'd be so like long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I missed them. I miss people.
Yeah, we miss you. It also seems like it's so short too. It comes around so quick. So today we're gonna be talking about
Wait. How you just go jump right into the
well, we gotta get a preview. Gotta get them a preview of what we're gonna talk about.
Okay, we're gonna tell them what we gonna tell them.
That's right.
We
gotta
tell them. We're gonna tell them what we just told them.
That's right. That's right. So today we're gonna be talking about financial trauma, I guess, like your emotional state, your relationship with money, because we have all so many different kind of relationships with money, some good, some bad, habits that we picked up from our parents, or um, some things we picked up while we're in marriage, right? So we were talking about financial trauma today and how it affects us, um, really, in our relationship with money. You want to add to that?
Yeah, I'm trying to open up this live feed and share it on my page, guys. But you guys are you're gonna miss out. So I am live on my page. So hopefully my crew will jump on in and join the conversation.
That's right. We want you to jump on in and join the conversation. So we'll be right back. And then we're going to talk about financial trauma and a lot of other good stuff.
Yeah.
Falling in love and working as a team. Love and entrepreneurship, giving advice as we live the American dream. Love and entrepreneurship, falling in love and working as a team. Love and entrepreneurship, giving advice as we live the American dream. Love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship. Love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship. Yeah.
All right. So we are back like we never left. Another episode of Love and Entrepreneurship. Y'all like our theme song?
I love it.
Yes, I love it too.
Shout out to Ani who did the dope hook.
Ani
Ani Saxton. What's up, you guys? Check her out on her Instagram, and she has some good music out there. So shout out.
So I love the fact that we get a chance to come into your living room on your cell phone, on your computer, and we welcome you into our house. I know the setup look a little different from Brick Four. Hey, but we moving and we shaking.
We got a little studio set up over here, and it's looking halfway decent. You don't want to see what's behind the cameras, though. But,
hey.
But
ignore the person behind the curtain.
we got a live studio audience in our heads.
All right, so man, all right, so here is our trending topic for today. You know, we like to start with a trending topic.
Yeah. So our trending topic. Wait, is our trending topic our actual topic?
It's a preview to our actual topic.
Okay, so what are some relationships that you have? What is a relationship that you have with money?
That's a good question.
That's a or open trending topic.
Uh-huh.
What is a relationship that you have with money? So I know that a lot of people will watch this later on, and so you can kind of chime in with um with us, and we'll check back a little later. Uh, but I think I want to speak to this
Okay.
first. I come from a what we call ghetto.
Boo ghetto.
I come from a ghetto home, and that's my sister coined that phrase. It's where we were bougie, but we lived in the ghetto,
Mm.
and so that just meant that we lived a lifestyle that we really couldn't afford. But my mom wanted to make sure that we never felt like we were poor. So she did live off of credit for a while. And shout out to mom who got out of debt because she was like, this ain't the way.
Yeah.
So, but back in the day, we were trying to keep up with who's the Joneses.
Who's the Joneses on your?
Who-
Well, see,
on our block,
I
the
grew up.
Joneses was the drug dealer.
That's what I'm getting ready to say. I grew up in the hood, so the Joneses was the drug dealers.
Man, the Joneses on my block,
keeping
man, this
keeping
dude
up with the
had-
Johnsons. You know what I'm saying?
he had the latest Cadillac. Well, I'm from LA, so we had low riders, and this dude always wore gold chains.
Got your 5.0.
And yeah. And his girl always was like, she was dressed down to the T like coochie this and all this. And so we saw that and we were like, man, we want to live like that. We didn't know what they were doing, like per se.
I mean, at the time,
you kind of knew, but you didn't know, but you knew. As a kid, you just wanted to have the things that they had.
Yeah.
And so we kind of created this scenario in our head that we actually can get it, and we use debt to do it. And so I ended up forming this relationship with debt that was very unhealthy. In a way, I'm still kind of struggling with it because it will allow it. So I leverage that now, and I do have better control over how I use that. But every now and then, that voice in my head would say, Ty, you got the money.
Just
go ahead and charge it.
Charge
it. And I have to tell myself, no, is that going to make money for me? I have to actually tell myself.
Oh, that's good.
If it's not going to make money for me, then I'm not using it. And I better be making more than what the interest rate is going to be and more than what the payment is going to be.
Yeah.
And so that's how I use that now.
As leverage.
Yeah. So you got to understand that it took a long time for me to break this relationship up. I had to actually divorce debt completely.
What?
Yeah. And that's when my score went like close to 800. But once I divorced debt,
I'm sure you divorced it before your credit was.
yeah, definitely.
It got a zero. It was a -2.
Did they even have a score for that? Like what?
Cannot compute.
That was where my credit was. It was like, we ain't even got a score for you, girl.
Do you even exist in this world?
Oh my God. But once I divorced debt, I had to form a healthy relationship. And that came from educating myself on why the wealthy use that, leverage that, how they leverage that, and not to make sure that I never overextend myself, even with leverage. So there's methods that I use in order to determine where I am with leverage, but that's a different show on a different day, and that's for people who are in a different bracket, and we could talk about that all day. But let me just tell you, for the general population, you need to get out of debt,
Yeah,
because most likely your relationship with debt is toxic.
it's consumer, right? So I'm
It's
gonna
consumer
I'm gonna
debt.
buy up as much as I can
Yep.
and pay for it later. I mean, that's quote unquote the American way, right?
So you can have this American dream,
Right.
and this American dream is actually a
A nightmare,
nightmare,
yeah.
because you end up paying so much more in interest. You pay 3 times or 4 times more than what the item was worth,
Yep.
especially for homes. People live, if you're still living in homes for 20, 30 years. A lot of people are not doing that anymore. But back in the day, like in my mom's time, when people actually bought homes for life.
Yeah, I mean, because that was a goal, right? To have a place that you can call your own. And so you held on to it. It wasn't like, oh, this is something temporary. I'll sell it and find somewhere new. That wasn't the
Mhm.
strategy. That wasn't even a thought process.
Right. Right. So this whole new school way of buying houses, like buying them and living them for 3 years and then selling them, they do not. Them mortgage companies do not like you. They didn't make barely any money off of you.
Yeah.
They start making the money in interest like after year 5, because you're just starting to tap into the principal.
Yeah.
So just know that it's very unhealthy. If you have that, try to get out of it as fast as possible. And I'm talking to 95% of the people that will watch this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
The people that I was talking about earlier, you guys are in the investor world. You're
business owners,
entrepreneurs,
yeah,
so that's a conversation that we need to have inside of our Love
love
and Entrepreneurship
accelerate.
Business Accelerator. Plug.
I knew he was going to say that.
Business Accelerator is coming up January 26th and 27th. Make sure you go to Eventbrite and type in Love and Entrepreneurship, or go to my website at iamtywoods.com for more information about the Love and Entrepreneurship Business Accelerator. All right, now to our topic.
Yeah. So I do want to say something
Oh,
before.
did you answer what your relationship
No, that's
was?
what I was going to say.
Yeah, let's hear from you, because I think this is interesting how our relationships are.
Yeah. Because it does impede on how we communicate concerning money.
Absolutely.
Right. So she comes from, and this is going to definitely be a part of our topic. My background, very, very conservative. We didn't have nothing. We had, some of the name brands and things like that, but that was like a once a year. Y'all remember going school shopping and stuff like that? Yeah. I know you remember going school shopping. So that was like the time you got like all your name brands and all that stuff like that. But for me, we held on to money and tried to figure out how to stretch money. And a lot of you all out there kind of do the same thing right now. Like you get the money in and you figure out how you're going to stretch the dollar, how you're going to, make it multiply. I don't know what you're saying over there, but I'm sure it's literally stretched it out, right? And so I know right now for me, like now, the way my parents dealt with money, of course, my dad had credit cards and things like that, but it wasn't a main source to use to generate money or to spend money, rather. It for them, it was a way of saying, "Hey, I know a few months from now I'll be able to pay it back, so I'll use it now." They were big on cash. If you had the money, then you spend the money, right?
But
Um,
what's your relationship?
no, as a result, current relationship with money is I do have a similar principle that even in business, um, I like to see the money in the account, right? To be able to plan out. You know, you guys been watching me or been following me enough to know I'm a very planning person. So I like to know where the money's coming from, where's the money coming in. And so my relationship with money kind of holds me sometimes at bay, right? Where Ty, this is where our balance come in. She'll push and I'll pull, right? And we'll have those conversations about money on when should we step out and, this was just even this earlier this week. Of all right, we'll just do this and then figure it out later, right? Um,
What are you talking about?
well, in essence of,
You talking about when I got mad? Kind of, sort of.
oh yeah,
I mean, it wasn't really like angry, but I was
but you was upset.
annoyed. No, it was annoyed.
Yeah,
What
you
was
said annoyed,
what
but
was the situation?
to bring somebody on,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Yes. So he will make decisions. He has to see
I
the
have to
money
see
in the account.
I have to see the money, or at
And
least know where it's coming
no,
from,
he
right?
has to see the money in the account.
Well, yeah, I do have to see the money in the account.
For
And
me, I'm like, oh, I got XYZ already confirmed, and the money is on the way soon when it gets here.
when he ever gets here,
Whenever
right?
it gets here. So I'm not gonna wait until the money gets here. I start making basically planning to spend the money before it
We
gets
spend,
here.
yeah, right. Which
Kind of
goes,
like how big people do their paychecks.
yeah, right. The money's already spent before it comes in for her.
Right. And
Uh,
for him, he's like,
no,
nope,
I ain't.
wait till the money is in the account
Yeah,
and then I'll make the decision. Well, I got annoyed because I'm like, we do have the money, and I really want to spend it on a quality thing,
yeah.
but he wants to wait until no. He didn't want to spend that much money. He wants to go a lower quality route and
Well, not lower quality,
lower quality because
not lower
if you
quality,
don't pay that much,
not lower
you're gonna end
quality.
up with lower quality.
Not all the time, because sometimes you can buy.
So that's a diamond in the
Sometimes you
rough.
can buy expensive things and it still have low quality.
Come on, Chris.
Chime in. I need some feedback. I've bought
Come
bought
on.
expensive things and it's
No,
terrible
look,
quality.
Look, okay, that's an anomaly, but for the most part, if you go to, we used to have Payless shoe stores. If you go to Payless shoes,
That's not a good
you can't
example.
expect
That's not a good example.
Gucci shoes
You
quality
never bought.
from Payless.
Come on now. I mean, I just had a conversation
I
with
had me some
somebody
good
and they
shit.
was talking about some Louis Vuittons. And them Louis Vuittons, you're going to keep the boys on for like 30 minutes. 'Cause they hurt your feet. Very expensive, but not good quality.
No, it's the quality is good.
No.
It's the
They're not good quality.
the way that it's
I
designed.
would- no,
It's
if I wanna
not
keep-
for everybody's feet. The way
It's a good example. Go ahead, chime in.
Long,
All right, so
long story short,
short story long. Go ahead.
is that he don't want to.
I like to
He's like
know.
the tight wad, and I'm like
Oh yeah,
the generous
I say I'm frugal.
tight wad,
I like to know where the money
and I'm
is.
super generous.
Either the
And so we
money's.
meet in the middle because
That's right.
I would give all of my money away or spend it.
Yeah.
Either way, it's kind of the same to me because I don't have a hoarder relationship with money, and I just think that he have like this, like I gotta something gonna happen to it, like so we started. It sparked this conversation about this relationship that he has with money, and yes, I do know that it's done from childhood. Because he didn't grow up with a lot. So it's like, well, if I get a lot, it's not go nowhere. I'm gonna make sure it stays.
That's why I'm gonna make sure I
here.
got the money, right?
But that's not how.
So
you're
it's
gonna be
definitely,
able to grow.
and we kind of getting into definitely the trauma. We'll talk about it.
So
you got
we both got trauma bonds with finances.
That's right.
And but God has revealed what those are.
Right.
And we gonna get y'all free too, because some of y'all got some financial trauma bonds
and don't even know you in trauma.
And don't even know you in trauma. You wondering why you and your partner always arguing. We gonna set you free today. We gonna set you free today. and then people gonna be able. I just want people to have the conversation.
Yeah, at least have a
At least
conversation.
have a conversation. Like, what's your relationship with money?
It's a tough conversation though.
It is a tough conversation because I mean I was so hot about it. I just shut down. I was like, you know what?
And then she said, "This we can't get it for this." And then what? Not even 30 minutes later, it's like, whoa. Okay.
I just said, you know what? We gonna do what you want to do anyway.
Why you do with that face though?
We gonna do what you want to do because I ain't got time to be fighting over this.
Because
And
at
so,
the end of the day,
at the end of the day, it wasn't even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
He want to save money. Okay, I'm not gonna fight him about that. Like, that wasn't my fight. So I just let him have it, and I'm like, okay, let's take it your way. Let's do it your way. And I mean, actually, his way might end up panning out. So
We'll check back on the next episode.
I said Mike. I said Mike.
So, of course, being us who we are, you want to share First Timothy?
Yeah, I gotta make sure that you guys understand that we always want to check with the word to see what the word of God says about certain issues, and this is how we deal with things in our home too. And there's a scripture, 1 Timothy 6:10. A lot of us
Misquoted.
Yeah. But this is actually a trauma bond, and we're going to talk about this. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through many sorrows. Woo! So somebody say trauma bond.
Trauma bond, right?
Yes. Because this person, actually, there's like 2 trauma bonds of me.
It's a lot, yeah. But I really want to focus on that first part, and then we can talk about the second part. Is that most people hear that and they say, "Oh yeah, money is the root of all evil." You didn't took out the main part. It says the
money
love
is not the root of all evil.
Yeah, money is neutral. Right? It's not good or evil.
No, because it can be used to do some great things.
Yeah,
and it can be used to do some horrible things.
It just depends on who is controlling the money.
Exactly.
If that person's heart is evil, then they will do evil things to either get the money or use how they use the money. If that person's heart is pure, then they're going to use it to help people. They're going to use it to find ways to be a blessing unto somebody else.
Right. So the key is the love of money. That's one type of trauma bond. The love of money.
Talking about a covet,
while some covet it, you covet it.
You like,
you want it so bad that you'll be willing to do just about anything to get it.
Yeah. Rob, steal, kill, lie,
and all that,
backbite,
all that. So you have to ask yourself, do I have this trauma bond? And if so, God has a way for you to get.
And if you've been saying money is the root of all evil,
correct
yourself, right?
Because money is not the root of all evil.
Yeah, it's the love of the money.
Okay, so what does make you rich though?
Mm-hmm. In Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22, it says, "The blessing of the Lord
make you rich.
It makes you rich, and it adds no sorrow to it." So the first in
in 1 Timothy,
correct,
it says that person has erred from the faith and pierced themselves
with sorrow,
with many sorrows.
Yeah,
God say, like, you brought it on yourself,
right?
Like, I don't understand why my wife left me. I don't understand why I'm in prison. I don't understand why I'm in this. I don't understand. It's actually the love of money.
Yep,
has led you to piercing yourself.
Yep,
and it led you through many, many, many sorrows.
Yeah.
But so this is how you know if what you're going after is blessed,
right,
or
not.
curse,
right?
If it's blessed, it's not going to come with sorrows.
Yeah. So if it
adds no sorrow with it, no sorrow.
Yeah.
So if you believe what the word of God says, then you should know that no means no. No sorrow.
Yeah.
All right. So the idea that true wealth and prosperity comes from the blessing and favor of the Lord That's this prosperity is accompanied by a sense of contentment and joy. That's what gives you peace. All right. So here's the obvious question. What are some negative ways that you deal with money?
What are some negative
What are
ways?
some negative ways that you deal with money? Because we just talked about the love of money.
Yeah.
Right. The love of money could be your way. I mean, you could be like, dang, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, a negative way, I think, for a lot of people, or some people, is, they use it as a coping method, right?
So
Like,
they charge it.
yeah, like if they're feeling down or something happened, right? They just go out and start spending, right? So that's one negative way.
That's my swipe.
That's your swipe.
Oh yeah, we don't swipe. Look, that's old school. We don't swipe no more. We go
Scan.
tap, tap, or we even better, Apple Pay, double click. So overspending is definitely one negative way that people deal with money.
Yep, overspending.
So what's another way that people
underspending? Right, we talked about that, like a person who,
like you,
a person like me
who underspends.
Yeah, it's like, oh well.
He's like, this whole year I probably spent $500.
Yeah, I really
in
don't.
a year.
I really don't spend money.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
Not $500. Trust me, it wasn't $500. But she's just saying it's a comparison. But I really don't, because I think for me, a lot of I don't have any wants. Right, I'm at a point in my life I don't really have a lot of wants. I have things that I might purchase later on, but I don't really have a big desire to spend money, because I pretty much have everything I need except that private jet.
Oh my god! If you don't like to spend money on,
and put your mic down a little bit, I can't see your beautiful
face. If you don't like to
go.
Spend money on, I ain't even gonna say the stuff that we was just complaining. I was just complaining about. How you gonna spend money on a private jet?
Because I don't have need of that. So
okay, Chris.
I'm out of need of that.
We will see. We will see.
That's right. You ain't riding in the jet, dear.
He don't even like putting gas in his car.
You know why? Because it's always on full. Yes. My car always on full. Where your car be? Well, what happened? I use her car and be like, I was like, every time I get in here, I gotta put gas in.
Maybe because I want my husband to put my gas in my gas.
You gotta let me know.
And not have to worry about me putting gas in my gas.
I ain't trying to Fred Flintstone when I get in though. I kickstart that boy to get going.
Okay, you got me. You got me. Yes, I do be running on E, but it ain't by design.
Yeah. So overspending is a trauma, and then underspending is also
a form of
trauma, right?
Underspending, because there are some people that hide money in their mattress.
Right.
They're hiding money. They're hiding money from their partners.
Right. Because in essence, you want to save, right? Saving is a good thing.
Is
right?
Your saving driven by fear?
Correct. Once your saving is driven by fear of lack, fear of I might be out on the street,
fear of losing your job, fear of
then you might have some emotional trauma associated to your relationship with money.
Right. Like you might have experienced a job loss when your father may have experienced a job loss when you were a kid.
Correct.
And it led all of you guys to living on the street, or maybe living in a undesirable location. And you're like, well, that's never going to happen to me.
Yeah.
And as a result, you formed this unhealthy underspending.
Yeah. When I was 7, my father lost his job at 30.
Right.
When the market crashed. Market crashed.
I'm talking about severe underspending.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, maybe your kids are not getting Christmas gifts, and You know, I mean, they don't.
I mean, the same thing works with the overspending, right? Where you're selfishly spending money and you're hiding it. Come on, you getting
Yeah,
you ordering on
you hide it. You
Amazon,
hiding
you
it.
know, Amazon. You know, you're on a first name basis. You know what I'm saying? They like,
Your Amazon. Hey,
but your spouse, your significant other, has no clue that you're spending all this money and creating this debt that later is going to come out.
it will.
Yep. What's another?
Excuse me, sorry. It is a late over here. It's a late over here. All right. Another financial trauma bond that a lot of us don't think about is avoidance and ignorance.
Break
Some
that
people
down.
deal negatively with money by just avoiding financial responsibilities altogether.
Yeah.
This could lead to, missing payments, late payments, a lack of financial awareness. I'm thinking about I'm talking about people who are, um, we sometimes it tends to be older people, because they don't want to log into their banking systems.
Well, no, you have young people like that too. You have
Yeah,
people that
they
says,
like, as long as long as it go through, I'm gonna swipe. I don't know how much is in there, but you put stuff on auto pay,
not checking your bills, not
not
knowing where the
checking your
statements is, not knowing the
right.
dates, right? You just avoid it. Oh, the light's
Avoid it
still on.
altogether.
The light's still on, so we must be good, right?
Yeah, that's no.
What?
No, you got to make sure that. And now, why do people avoid? Like, why do people avoid it altogether?
Because
As
they're
if it's
in
like, gonna
fear,
just
right? So you
go away.
yeah,
Rent don't just go away.
yeah. And I think it's more so of a lot of times people have so much um things that they are paying for. They overextend themselves, and it's almost like a lottery, like which bill or which thing I'm gonna pay this month, right?
Come on, we've been there. We put the bills on the table. We're like,
Right.
any, meeny, miny, mo.
Yep. One of you got to go.
What do you got to go?
Right. And I think you because you're now operating out of fear of, hey, I don't even know if this is going to go through. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make this happen. And so now you're living out of fear. So you just avoid the whole situation, hoping that it goes away. But guess what? It doesn't go away.
Yep.
So
I know people like this.
Yeah. So now
They just avoid it altogether. Like, I'm not gonna pay. I'm just not gonna pay it. They come and repo me. They just repo me.
they repo.
They go
Right. And so you avoid also getting educated on finances, right?
right.
On what should I do? What how does budgeting work, right? And then also getting educated to know whether or not you're over um exerting your expenses, right? Maybe you need to cut back. Maybe you have too much, right? Maybe you need to downsize. Maybe you need to take the items.
That's a curse word.
Maybe you need to take items that you have in your house
Take
that
'em
you've been
back?
hoarding and take them back, sell
Still
them,
got some of them. Still got the tags on it.
selling them, right?
Have a yard sale
Yep.
so you can break that bond.
Yep.
Some
You can create a business out of that.
for real. You need to go on Poshmark. If you one of those designer collectors from overspending, you need to sell that stuff.
Yeah.
You can create you a Poshmark account, Poshmark, Poshmark, or eBay. They still around. People still buy from eBay.
Yeah. Because
And sell that stuff.
yeah, because what you don't realize is that you are now creating a different type of financial trauma, a different relationship with that money.
You know what else is happening?
What's that?
You're training your kids.
You are definitely training your kids. Oh, you really are sleepy today.
Come on now. You know what time I get up in the morning?
But you are training your kids, your children unknowingly, right? I mean, some of the things that we picked up on because we got it from our parents. Like, who taught you?
Money don't grow on trees.
But who taught you finances, right? Who taught you finances?
Money do grow on trees, actually.
Doom, doom, doom.
Who taught me money?
Yeah, who taught you money? Was it
Money management.
yeah,
That would be TV.
TV?
Mhm.
Like your
Shows.
favorite sitcom?
My favorite sitcom.
See, that's not
Al
healthy.
Bundy.
he,
He had a
he was
horrible
broke.
relationship with money.
He was broke.
But yeah, we know it's prevalent, which is why the economy is the way it is. It's our economy is a residual of the financial trauma bonds that we have. The debt ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
which keeps going higher, 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 higher. Our country has a financial trauma bond. Okay,
Yeah.
we have a trauma, and it's a result of the collective.
Yeah. Which
Right?
goes into number 4. Or the
Risky investments. yes, gambling and risky investments. So some people have this relationship with money where they have this desire to flip it quickly.
yeah. Like, oh, I can make a lot of money if I just
If I just XYZ.
Yeah.
Some of y'all know people like that.
Yeah.
They always have the next scam on the radar. Like,
or the next hustle, sometimes
or sometimes it's not
good
a
idea.
scam.
Right.
It's not a scam, it's just a hustle.
Yeah. It's
Like
good.
you always got a hustle going on.
Yeah.
Like,
But it
if you
does
give
not
me $1,000, I can flip that and make it 4,000. You're like, what? I could turn your $500 into $1 million
that do sound like a
in
scam.
30 days.
Now that's a scam. That's why I say that's a scam.
Turn your $300 into. I mean, you'll be surprised how people fall for that, and that's as a result of it. Does still stem from a lack
It's a lack mentality. Yeah.
and it stems from your history with money
Yeah.
not being consistent.
Or you right. You gambling. You like, oh, the lottery is at X number 10 million.
Okay, look, see, see.
But then
It's only $2. It's only $2.
That's what people say. It's only $2, and then they spend
50,000
$500. Exactly, $500 on tickets, and none actually
Okay, so
produce.
every now and then, when they be getting up to like close to $1 billion, I'll be like, okay, let me just take $2.
And then what happens?
And a donation to my state taxes.
Well, it is. All donations are going to help the
preschool
education
system. Let me go ahead and make this donation to the preschool.
Right.
Because that's exactly what it is. Okay. I just noticed that every time the lottery gets up there, more and more people play and more people lose because they said the next week the lottery is up the next. So every time the lottery goes up, that means nobody won. Well, they won.
Right.
Because you just put in millions of dollars.
So you cannot make impulsive decisions. And maybe you got that from somebody in your family where they just off the whim use money and spending, right? That's also a trauma where now you're misusing any of the money that comes in. And so now you cannot provide for your family because you're figuring out or trying to create methods that aren't solid to produce money.
Yes. So how do you break financial trauma bonds? Because we got to give these people some hope. We've been telling them about doomsday for a long time. But goodness gracious, guys, if and I know this particularly speaks to women more than men. Typically, women are more emotional with money. They're more emotional, period, and so therefore have
better. You said it than I did.
What?
Better you said it than I did. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm just talking to my sisters right now. Just talking to my sisters. Listen, sisters. Okay. We are automatically emotional beings anyway, which means we have to be even extra careful. We have to be more careful about our relationship with money as it relates to overspending,
Yeah.
underspending. Like, okay, can you even underspend? I'm talking about severe underspending. You're not even taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything that's gonna create some self-care habits. And you have it. I'm not talking about the people who actually just don't have extra. I'm talking about people who have a little
I
extra.
ain't buying that.
Like, come on now, your shoes is talking. Your
Right.
shoes is talking
I mean,
to the cement.
a great example, you buy something that costs $20 and then you're living in buyer's remorse for something that you really needed.
Right. Oh, that's a severe. That is absolutely, and I actually have experienced this with someone, feeling that they shouldn't have bought that, and I'm like, but you need that. You actually
Yeah.
needed this. Don't feel bad about.
But I'm taking food off the table.
Well, what about my kids?
Yeah.
Come on, your kids is doing just fine.
Yeah.
You can do something for yourself without feeling like you overspent. You can do something for yourself. Self care is so important. And there are a lot of women who have the underspending financial trauma bond, and they, on purpose, do not do anything for themselves out of fear that they're going to take something away from their kids, or they're going to take something away from their husband, or they're going to take something away from their household. And it's like they don't do anything for themselves. And, you know, that is something that you have to break, because there is no way that you can give your best self if you're not feeling your best self.
Yeah. So true.
So take whatever the amount that you need to feel comfortable and go and do something for yourself. That's your homework this week.
Yeah.
I actually made somebody do that. Like, you're gonna take this blessing, because I had $100 and I handed her $100, and the Lord told me, tell her, do not spend it on nobody else but herself.
I bet you she
After
already
she
knew.
after she paid her tithes and offering.
I bet you she already had idea what to spend the money on.
And
And,
I, 'cause
and
I took the money. I was handing it to her, and that's when I heard. I took the money back, and I said, "Hold up, you already thinking about who you gonna spend this money on, don't you? Haven't you?" She was like, "Oh yeah, my daughter, she needs a new one." Nope, nope, nope. Mm-mm. I got some specific instructions for you. You are to use this after you pay your tax and offerings. You're going to do something for yourself. And I can promise you that was the hardest thing she ever had to do. You
yeah.
know what? She stopped me over the weekend. I saw her. This is like 6 months later. She stopped me over the weekend, and she was like, I want to thank you for what you did that day. Changed my life. I was like, change your life? What are you talking about? Well, sometimes God tell me something, and I give it to people, and I keep it moving. I don't remember what I said or anything like that. I just keep it moving, right?
That explains a lot when I'm
So
talking to you.
no. That's I just be blocking you out. Just be blocking
Y'all heard
you.
that. It's on tape. She be blocking me out.
But she was like, I went to work, and I told them that you told me to make sure I do something for myself, and they all said, we were trying to tell you that, but you always reject it. I'm glad somebody else had to tell you that didn't know you. And she actually took it and did something for herself, and she was like, she felt so good after that she now have once a month where she goes out for an hour. She has special needs. And this is a lot. This is a lot when you are there's a lot on you when you're already a caretaker for uh your parents or for special needs child. So that's her situation. So she's already taking care of her parents who are elderly, especially a Down syndrome, a daughter. So it was like a lot on her already. So sometimes God just wants you to do something for yourself,
Yeah.
and it's okay. And you don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have
And
to feel guilty. And guess what? Your kids gonna be okay.
here's one way of taking care of yourself, which is a way to get past financial trauma,
But
and that is to educate yourself.
educate yourself on the on what?
To gain a deeper understanding of finances, gain a deeper understanding of financial principles, and be aware of the
Yeah.
different programs and systems that are out there that can help you make better, sound financial decisions.
Yes, yes. We're gonna do our best to try to put some links in our bio to guide you guys down the path of healthy financial
Yeah.
living.
Because it can produce a financial cycle, a generational cycle
Generational
that you're
cycle.
passing on.
Well, we know poverty is a generational cycle.
Yeah.
Poverty is a generational cycle because it starts in the mindset.
Yeah.
Wealth is a generational cycle as
It really
well.
is.
That's why we're trying to transfer from a generational poverty cycle to a generational wealth cycle.
Yeah. But what's another um, a way we can overcome financial trauma?
It's a curse word.
What's a curse word?
Therapy.
Oh,
Therapy.
therapy.
Therapy. It's like
Therapy.
It's like terror. It's like therapy. You say the word therapy, and man, people get all kinds of.
I think now
They
though.
cringe,
Well,
man.
no, I think now people are more aware that therapy is something that's good, right? You need therapy
I ain't
and
crazy.
Jesus, right? You
I
need
ain't
therapy
crazy.
and
I need
Jesus,
therapy and Jesus.
right? Because you have to be able to talk through your issues, talk through
I
the
don't
things that
need
you're dealing
no
with.
therapy. I got Jesus and the Holy Ghost, and we gonna be just fine. Okay. Okay. And you be the main one, be like having these financial trauma bonds going in cycles
I
and
mean,
wondering why your kids is doing the same thing you doing financially because it's
it might be the counselor who cast that devil out of you.
mhm, mhm.
So definitely seek counseling, seek somebody on the outside that can help you along the way.
Yes, yes. And last but not least,
What's the last one?
I actually forgot. Okay. Align
That's why you
yourself
got
with
notes.
positive money values. Look, it is important for you to keep your mind set on good things. What's that scripture? Whatsoever is
Good. So things
lovely.
are honest.
Good
Everything's
report.
a good report.
Think on these things.
Yeah.
The reason why we think on these things is because we know that the things that you meditate on, you become.
And you start to speak it, right?
And you start to speak it.
You start
And you
believing.
start
Ooh,
once you
I'm
start
always
believing.
broke.
Once you start believing you broke,
I never got enough money.
man, there's no
I can't win for
there's
losing.
no lottery in hell that's gonna keep you rich because there is a documentary out there about
You're doing a lot of plugs.
no, I'm not gonna tell them what the name of it is. But
We need some sponsorships. Good.
this documentary actually talks about how these lottery winners
Oh yeah,
went broke.
yeah. Good documentary. Yeah, because it's based on their relationship with money and
It's
how.
still because if you don't change your relationship with money, money is not the answer to your situation.
Yeah.
It's not the answer to your
Money.
problem.
Yeah, money is an amplification.
Money just amplifies.
So whoever you are before you had a lot of money, it's gonna be the same when you have a lot of money. It doesn't change. It's just going to amplify the person who controls the money. So if you're an extreme giver, when you get money, you're going to give more, right?
Ecclesiastes 10:19 in the King James Version. A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things.
Yeah.
And when you look that word up, it's more of a word like an amplifier.
Yeah, it's an
So
amplifier.
money will just make you more of who you really are. And if you are a giver, money just makes you more of a giver.
You know, I just said that.
Oh,
See, she do be blocking me out.
I just blocked him out. I had no clue. He just said that. So yeah. See,
Yeah, just what he
So-
said.
what he said.
Right.
Okay. So just make sure that you are amplifying the right things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the only way you can amplify the right things is by pouring into yourself the right things. So some of the things might be like aligning yourself with financial decisions with values that prioritize contentment. Contentment. That's a cuss word for the overspender. Contentment.
Content.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah, and it's being consistent. Like no
I want
matter
the-
no
I
matter
want-
where you are.
I want the editors to do a bleep when I say contentment, bleep. Oh my gosh. Gratitude. So gratitude is just a different state of contentment,
Yeah.
but it's another form of contentment. Gratitude. I am extremely happy for what I have.
Yeah.
Contentment.
That's hard for a lot of people to be content with where you are.
Because you're always striving for the next. You always striving for I gotta reach that next, goal. You know what? We hit a big goal with the organization last year, Chris. And I was telling somebody that we so focused on this worldwide domination that we don't actually take the time to celebrate the small wins. And that is something that I think we need to start doing.
Yeah.
So we need to actually host something to celebrate what we achieved last year. Listen, guys, it is already hard enough to start a business. It is hard enough to make the first 100,000 in your business. It is hard enough to make it past 5 years. 80% of businesses, this is documented, guys. 80% of businesses that start in failure in the first 5 years. And then another 80%, those who did make it past 5 years, never make it past 10. Chris, we are in the top 5% of businesses that have made it past 10 years.
Which also means we know a little bit what we talking about.
We know a little bit something. But there's another milestone that a lot of businesses never make it to, especially nonprofit organizations, and that's making it past 100,000, 150,000. And the majority of 990s, that's the tax return for nonprofits, are filed under a 990 EZ, which is
Well, you teaching. You're going to tax. Okay.
which is for tax returns that are organizations that make under 150,000 a year. Then you can file a 990 if you make more than that. A majority of organizations will never reach $500,000 in revenue, whether it be donations or grants or income of any kind. But last year, our organization, and this is the funny thing is that 2 years ago, we were only $7,000 away from this big goal. But last year, by $4,000 over, we hit $1 million in grants, donations, and contracts. Grants, donations, and contracts. Yes. The organization hit $1 million in grants, donations, contracts, and program fees. And let me tell you, revenue is something that we were strategic about, and we knew that we had to do something different. And we did. And this is why you need to come to the Love and Entrepreneurship Business Accelerator, because we're going to teach y'all how we did it.
And you gotta have a plan. You gotta have a strategy.
And we're going to teach y'all how we did it. And we're going to teach y'all how we did it. Because we didn't do it just once. We did it twice, back to back. And so, yeah, I think we got the secret sauce. And we have been kind of itching our way up there, but we have been stagnant right at that 500,000 mark for about 6-7 years now. And it's like, okay, we could be content, but I think we need to press for a little bit more. And so it's okay to be content, but it's also okay to strive for more. And that's why we keep striving, we keep pushing, because we're not done yet.
You're just getting started.
The next goal is 5 million.
Just
Next
getting
goal is
started.
5 million. Next goal is 10 million. Then after that, 20, then 50. And I think we can park around the 100
park.
million.
We don't park. We keep driving.
We park. Oh, we keep rolling.
Nah, we keep driving.
Okay, we'll keep rolling. 100 million, 500 million.
You don't get in the car just to
$1
park.
billion.
You don't get in the car just to park.
I'm not striving for the money. It's the strategic methods.
It's the impact, right? So and here is my last takeaway as relates to money.
I could care less if I make it. Now I'm not making it. That's the business money. My salary comes out of that, and his salary comes out of that. And then we have to do other things to generate other income, like real estate and coaching. And so we have other forms of streams in our personal lives that we have to do to supplement our lifestyle, because we like nice things and we like to go to a lot of places.
Yeah.
Right?
My turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I was saying my takeaway, I guess, relationship with money is a lot of times we get caught up, which is, it's not a complete negative, right? You're saying, setting a goal, hey, I want to earn X number of dollars, right? And that's your benchmark. But if you're not operating in the financial freedom, you can make that goal and still be in bondage, still producing a financial trauma, right? Money should be able to
living in that financial trauma.
Correct, living in that trauma, right? This is why people end up committing suicide, because they don't have money or they're high in debt. Money is supposed to be a way for you to produce freedom, give you liberty to give as much as you want and do the things that you can, and be able to spend time with your loved ones, because you only have one life to live.
Yeah.
And if you are spending all your time working, spending all your time trying to earn money, grow the business to $10 million, and not take time out to spend time with those people that you love, you're missing it. Because people and time you cannot get back. Money you can generate again. But time and people you cannot get back. So you want to make sure that when you're doing it, your goal, even though you're generating money, your goal is so that you produce financial freedom for you and those around you.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we have for you guys tonight. And look, I done said it twice.
And I'm going to say it 3 times.
If you want to learn more about business and the funding principles that we talked about tonight, make sure you visit us at IamTyWoods.com or loveandentrepreneurship.com, or go on our Eventbrite page and sign up for the next Love and Entrepreneurship live online business accelerator. It is coming up really soon, January 26th and 27th. We have limited spaces available because we do take a personalized approach.
Yeah.
We have specials going on right now, and we are looking forward to helping your business excel.
Yeah. So, indeed, if you're watching the show, go on Eventbrite. Is that what you put it? We're doing a couple specials.
Yeah. And we would love to help your business grow.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you. Until next time, I'm Ty Woods.
I'm Chris Woods, and this is
Love
an entrepreneurship.
Falling in love and working as a team. Love and entrepreneurship, giving advice as we live the American dream. Love and entrepreneurship, falling in love and working as a team. Love and entrepreneurship, giving advice as we live the American dream. Love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship. Love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship.